Hello, my name is Judith, and today I am going to speak about nutrition and autism. So, if you're an adult, adulthood, and parenting, today I am going to speak about nutrition habits, routines, and food health information that should get inculcated by parents who are the main influence to everything in their children's life. So it starts with how we are being guided when it comes to food, and of course, for some, food is not available due to financial difficulties. So the first thing that we want to find out is what is nutrition. And these have to do with everyone's nutrition, not just those who have neurological disorders, which can exist in those who have autism, but also those with Parkinson, Alzheimer's, and Down syndrome, and any other brain disorders. So, nutrition, what is it? Nutrition is defined as the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. So, it's in reference to food or nourishment of the body. And when it comes to science, we know that now we are more aware of what our body needs because science has made lots of studies when it comes to the deficiencies and how these deficiencies in our bodies cause us to have different types of disorders and illnesses that affect the body. So science has helped us in this matter. When it comes to nutrition, right? Health.gov and nutrition statistics say that in the United States, about 3/4 of the population has an eating pattern or a way that we follow in regards to eating, and that is low in vegetables, fruits, dairy, and oils. So we're lacking when it comes to eating. The question is why? Sometimes it might be due to, or malnutrition is formed due to that we do not want to eat in a certain way, even though we have the financial capacity to do so. But for some, malnutrition can be caused by low income. People don't have the necessary money to eat. So if they have to make a choice, they let go or forego nutrition. And then there are various physical and mental health conditions that can keep us from understanding what nutrition is and how important it is that we have proper nourishment for our body. Under nutrition is one type of malnutrition. It occurs when the body does not get enough food. It can lead to delayed growth, low weight, or wasting, which is what happens when we do not put in our body what we need. And you can compare these when it comes to your car, your vehicle, right? It isn't when you put oil in your vehicle, you got it brand new, it has water levels to the level that it should be, oiled, brake oil, transmission oil, brakes, the pads, brake pads are all, everything is new. But as you use the car, what's gonna happen? You have to put in some more fluid because it has wasted away through use of the car. It has is deficient of it. So putting in more of it so that you can get the levels again to the level that it should be, that is required for the car to work properly, it's not curing the car. You're not curing the whatever it had. You actually do not want to break down, because without water the engine can blow up and not function anymore. So when it comes to the body, right, are we doing the same thing? Are we putting more of what is being wasted away, what we're using? Every day we use our body. Every day we need to replenish. So having knowledge of what the body is made out of, it's gonna help when it comes to the nutrition, what you need to do in order for you to continue to maintain a level so that you don't break down. And when it comes to breaking down, it mentions that the body, when the body does not get enough food, it can lead to delayed growth. So malnutrition gets revealed or observed in how our body functions or malfunctions. It says that our growth can be delayed in children. Low weight, we can have low weight, or we can have overweight also, because eating much of things that are not good for the body to use, it's going to make it also obese, which is bad for our health. And then there's the wasting away, right, of every day. But then also nutrition related diseases, we can see these, and this is how malnutrition can get revealed. According to Britannica, it says, Britannica Encyclopedia, it says that nutritional disease of any of the nutrient related diseases and conditions that cause illnesses in humans, they may include deficiencies or excesses in the diet that can result in obesity or eating disorders and chronic diseases such as cardiovascular disease, hypertension, cancer, and diabetes mellitus. That's among some. There's also the emotional distress that the body gets to go through because the nervous system is not working properly. And then there are the neurological developmental brain disorders that we may develop due to it. And then also we have our cognitive skills are regressed or are damaged in some way, our behavior also, and our physical condition. But then also our psychological state, how we're feeling, how are we processing information, how are we feeling about ourselves, how do we feel about others. Also, this can be caused by lack of nutrition or the nutrition that we need. When it comes to, we know what nutrition is and we know what malnutrition is, and so what else we need to find out. We have mentioned in regards to how malnutrition can become evident. And so lack of vitamins, deficiency in vitamins, is also considered malnutrition. Vitamins are found in the food that we eat, and we need them. We need the vitamins in order for us to continue to function. Again, we're not curing anything. We are actually putting in our body what our body needs. And if we are not eating properly, then having a supplement to supplement our deficiencies every day is also good if you are not able to eat the food that you need to eat due to lacking financial means. So I mentioned that some ways that according to Britannica, that's mentioned that a malnutrition can be evident by obesity or eating disorders, chronic diseases such as cardiovascular disease, hypertension, cancer, diabetes mellitus, but also it can be loss of vision, it can be rickets, it can be bone and tooth decay, goiters, it can be that we having our thyroid can have problems processing the hormones, and that will cause the body to go crazy, uncontrolled, because the hormones which operate our body are not functioning well, also operate our psychological system. And so we're gonna be feeling like we are going crazy. So we have those ways, and there's many other ways where having lack of these nutrients and vitamins will become evident. For example, also energy production. The nervous system is not going to work properly. It's going to go unbalanced, and we're going to become unbalanced, especially psychologically. Electron transport and aerobic energy production. Also, glycogen metabolism. So how we're processing our food will also be affected. So it's not only our brain that gets affected. That's the first thing that's where we know that we are being affected. We're getting understanding and discernment that we are being affected. But our whole body gets affected. So our brain is attached to the whole body. And we are many systems in one. We function as one, or should function as one. All the systems should function as one. And then we become balanced human beings. But something goes out of the norm, then we become unbalanced. And that becomes evident. It can be in a psychological state, it can be in a physical state, cognitive state, or all of it. When it comes to autism is a complex neurological nervous system disorder. So it's in the brain. It's in regards to being a developmental brain disorder, and that affects principally the brain, the optical system, which is attached to the brain. We receive most of the information through our eyes that the brain processes. And so making this discernment of information and understanding of information becomes difficult for the person who is autistic, who is only able to process matters or information in a literal way only. And this literal way of processing information when it comes to an autistic individual is You can imagine a child, a very young child, processing information, and this is what we call seeing matters in black and white only, no gray areas, meaning they don't understand figurative language and also emotions that are expressed in the face or body of people. So that makes it even worse for them to understand. Now, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to food, autism is the result of an underdeveloped or damaged brain after the conception of the human inside the womb. So you have to do with the father, the parent, sperm, and the mother, egg, having a union, and then the child comes, the child forms. But if the parents, and it takes different things, it takes the father nutrition, the mother nutrition, the both of them and their nutrition, are or have to do with the development of that child's brain, which is the first thing that forms. If there is something, which most likely there is, if there is something when that union happened, the conception happened, the underdevelopment of the brain happens in that child. And it could be also other factors in regards to how the mother, who is the main carrier of the child, once the child is formed inside of the mother womb, how the child or how the mother is eating, has been eating, and what is the environment that the mother is going through, psychologically, emotionally, and what is she going through, and also especially nutrition. What is she eating? Are there any medications that the mother is taking that supersede the nutrition? All of these can affect the fetus, the child. And again, the first thing that forms is the brain. If there is a underdevelopment of the brain, once the child comes out, it becomes observed as autism. The parent will start seeing the child executing different ways of behavior, and they are all the same. You have to do with the eyes. They are not making eye contact. They are not making interaction in the way that other children make interaction. So when it comes to autism, it is revealed in that way. Now, so autism spectrum disorder is what brain specialists have named the symptoms that they see. That's why it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum of different symptoms and conditions that can subexist with autism, and that may become appear and apparent, and even more as the child grows older. If there is no importance given to the nutrition and deficiencies of the body that the human body needs, autism will get worse in the person. So when it comes to eating, right, I can think back when I used to be ready for food and my mother used to make me eat these things, these vegetables that I did not want to eat, but I wasn't allowed to get out of the table without eating the food. My mother will sit with us and we had to eat the food before we can go out to play. So was it punishment? No. My mother made us understood that eating was beneficial for our growth and was beneficial for our health in every way. So we know we never took it as a punishment, and parents should not instill in their children, should not inculcate this in their children, and should not discipline their children in regards to food. It's not a punishment to be healthy. So if you are a child, you think back in your childhood, and so your eating habits now, how are you attributing your eating habits to what happened before in your life when you were a child? Do you think it was a punishment, and maybe now that's why you eat in a different way, in a way maybe that is not too healthy, or maybe you don't give it too much of importance when it comes to food? Then that is something that you have to work on yourself through education about how your body functions, how the body processes nutrients, what nutrients the body needs, and that we should have routines for our eating, and also choosing what we eat. We can eat anything that we want to eat, but we just have to have balance. And so we don't associate getting sick and developing illnesses, even aging, getting wrinkles, and getting old, or being emotionally and mentally unstable to how we eat, or lack of nutrition, lack of proper nutrition. We don't do that, but we should. We should. It is connected, and it is actually the reason why we may be malfunctioning. When it comes to the effects of it, our cognitive is going to be affected, our behavioral is going to be affected, our physical body entirely from our brain to our toes is going to be affected. So cognitive meaning repeating things, forgetfulness, trouble with attention, impaired orientation to a person, time or place, problems with communication, difficulty processing information. And this is not even talking about someone who's autistic. This has to do with how we are taking care of ourselves. And then also behavioral, apathy, mood swings, personality changes, impulsivity, anxiety, depression, decreased hunger, temper, changes in social skills, flat or restricted affect. So all of these can result also from how we are eating, what we're eating. Then when it comes to the physical, what do we need? We need to sleep well, we need to exercise, but malnutrition can cause sleep disturbances, pain such as headache, changes in senses. We can even feel seizures or loss of motor skills. So proper attention to how we're eating, it's going to contribute to a better health, a better you, actually. Because we tend to separate things, but you, the individual who is taking care of self, is going to benefit of self-care, proper self-care. So that is what we want to do. In regards to autism, when it comes to eating, we can develop a routine. We can also, in the routine, besides eating healthy and properly, and at a certain time, also, our body has a clock for everything, so we need to eat at a proper time, and maintaining an eating habits, And eating habits should include that we take vitamins, especially vitamin D3, which is a hormone, and D3 is a vitamin that gets activated with magnesium, so it must be taken with magnesium, but also vitamins that will affect how our brain functions and maintaining our brain function. Remember, we're not curing anything, we are putting in what we need. So vitamin D3 is needed in every cell of the body. If you are deficient in your vitamin 3, you will have nervous breakdowns, you will have anxiety getting even worse, you will have psychological distress, and even suicidal thoughts. You can suffer depression from lack of vitamin D3 plus magnesium. You have to take magnesium in order to activate the vitamin D3, which is a hormone. And B12 also, we need all these vitamins, but these are the most essential. Omega-3, vitamin E, vitamin C. Vitamin E helps with the nervous system. And again, we're not curing anything. We need it. We have a nervous system that needs a balance. As we get older, we're wasting away, and vitamin E is needed. Vitamin C activates vitamin E. So we need to take it both together. Omega-3, we need fatty acids in our body for it to function. Everything in our body needs omega-3. It doesn't produce it in the body. Even though the body has omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9, omega-6 is not made by the body. Magnesium is not made by the body. Vitamin D3 is not made by the body. It must be taken in the sun. But you have to be most likely almost naked or naked, and the sun have to hit you in a certain way in your body in order for your body to get the vitamin to function, to convert into the hormone inside of the body. So it's best to take the supplement. And then also we need potassium, we need hydration, and then we need proper exercise. So if you are a smoker of whatever, you're exacerbating your anxiety, your psychological state, your physical state. And if you are not putting or leveling your nutrition, your body is going to suffer even more. And it's going to be evident in our psychological state. How we function, how we deal with others, how we treat ourselves, what are we thinking about, having suicidal thoughts, it's all going to be manifested in that. And I am not saying also that it's going to make any traumatic event go away, or that is a fix for your psychological distress if you are distressed. No, if you have settled everything, you have good nutrition, you have good balance of everything, and you're still suffering from some psychological distress, then you should seek help and get medicine for it. Again, we're not curing anything with the vitamins and the supplements and the eating well. It's something that our body needs. And so maintaining a good healthy habits, it's going to help us live a better, happier life. And eating well is not a punishment. So parents, do not teach your children, do not inculcate in your children that eating well is a sort of punishment. It is not. It should be you are the main influence, parents are the main influence of health information, including nutrition habits and routines. So influence your child to see food as a way to replenish the body, to help it develop normally and properly. We need it. It is not just saying. It is a scientific proven that it's been scientifically proven that how our body functions and what it needs. So this is all for today. This has been nutrition and autism. And so what is nutrition in autism? That's what it is. It is it will help. Now remember that I spoke about that the person, autism started at conception. Okay, so that developmental formation of the brain and the way that it was formed, and then later on as the child was born, it revealed itself as autism. What to do next? Well, if you let it go, the brain is not gonna go and form itself again and undo autism. It's not. It's just like when you get a cut in your finger, right? I had a cut over here in this finger years ago when I was a teenager, and you could see the scar there. So it healed, but you can still see the scar a little bit. So if there is a developmental formation caused in the brain, right, there is something that didn't form properly or connected properly. So, and that is now what we know as autism. Then having good nutrition is going to help the person. The brain can find a way to heal and recuperate. We don't know if it's gonna be there is gonna be on cure. Again, we're not looking for a cure. We're looking to have good nutrition so that we can have our optimal function for our body. So finding your optimal function for your body, even though you're autistic, even though you are suffering from other neurological disease like attention deficit disorder or Parkinson's or Down syndrome, right? Having good nutrition is connected to having better cognitive. Having better cognitive, better understanding, better discernment leads to better discernment, better understanding of information, so that the information can be processed better, understood, discerned, and then it can be applied. Then we can take information and apply it because we're saying, well, this is beneficial. But if you are not understanding, which is what happens with those who are autistic, then not having a good nutrition, not having good levels of whatever your body needs, whatever your child body needs, then it's gonna make the situation worse. So taking care of your health is first. Then, along with that, is inculcating your child in other things, guiding your child in other matters. But first, take care of nutrition. So my name is Judith, and have a wonderful day today.